the classic influence in there, and I'm glad you haven't lost sight of it.
No.
I don't know. It's more of a statement than a question, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. Plus, he sent you an older version. I like my newer version. It's a little bit quicker. But anyway, it still sounded good. I have to talk to Mike about that. Tell him to send the newer version out.
Go easy on Mike. He's a good guy. He's
I
treated us
like
right,
a lot.
and he really works for his talent. I mean, unlike some of the agents out there, I mean, Mike hustles. He's out there doing the job. We really have a lot of respect for him. But go ahead. I interrupt.
No, of course. I like Mike a lot, and I know he's going through some stuff right now with his dad, and so we all wish him the best.
Absolutely.
It's a love song. I tried to make it, a love song, the kind of song maybe that if you're driving in your car and it makes you want to sing, that kind of love, I want that kind of love. I want it to be a little bit anthemic. That was my goal. And I think the chorus is like that.
And it's a song that you can sing along to. You can sing with when it isn't playing. But so I know exactly what you're saying there.
I think the chorus is really easy to sing to. That kind of love. Yeah. I need that kind of love. I think it's easy to sing to. I try to make it that way. And then the verses, just try to show some exciting ways love can make you feel.
And it's a very listenable tune. It's something that you don't have to be a country music lover to like the song, but at the same time, you're not going to alienate the people who do like country music. They're going to be able to enjoy the song too. It's kind of one of those fence straddlers in that respect.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, and like you said, you can't. If you try to please everybody, you're going to fail. You write a song, and people that like it, and the people don't, maybe they'll like the next one. Because I don't try to write every song the same. So, some of my songs have more traditional feel. Some have a alternative feel. So, that's just, I let the song tell me where it wants to go when I write it.
Well, you talk about you being an old timer, and I alluded to the fact that I can relate. John and I are kind of dinosaurs in our time too. We're back from, you remember broadcast radio? We both started decades ago in broadcast radio, and we've wound up here where we can actually do what we want to do, have some fun, and not have to worry about a boss calling us up saying, "You can't say that."
Right.
With that being said, tell us a little bit about your background. Now, if you're an old timer, you've got some background. Can you kind of give us the Reader's Digest version?
Okay, I'll just go real quick. Yeah, I was like 7 or 8 when I heard my cousin strum a guitar, and I vibrated with the strings. So I said, I'm going to be a guitar player, and so I became a guitar player. Worked in a lot of bands, mostly cover bands, as a lead guitarist. When I got older, got out of the house, I started doing some solo work as a soloist, and still doing mostly covers. And then then I got back into some bands, traveling around the country, mostly cover bands again. And then probably in the 80s, when I was in Los Angeles, I grew up back east. I started to do some writing, and we had a couple of record deals. This was more rock and roll, and but they didn't go anywhere. And then I kind of got into some bad habits. I had to clean up my act, and I went back to school and raised a family. And about 5 years ago, I decided I really, really want to be a really good songwriter or great songwriter. So I started taking a lot of classes again and working with other people and trying to develop my craft. And so that's the Reader's Digest version.
Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you going over that for us. We get to know a little bit more about you. And as far as your rough years and your wild and crazy times of having to clean up your act, I think many of us have gone through those things. It kind of makes you what you are. But I just want to ask you, you mentioned back east. Whereabouts back east?
I grew up in New York, and I used to play upstate New York doing solo. I played in Canada. One time I did some club back in Woodstock, and my friends my friend said Dylan came in and thought I sounded pretty good. I don't know if it's true or not, but he told me that. So.
Well, I'm from upstate New York myself, so I can relate very closely with that. John is only slightly removed. He's from out Boston way. But I grew up, people say maybe I grew up a little bit. I grew up in upstate New York.
No, you never grew up.
Yeah, well, hopefully I never will. It's just that they didn't bother telling me that you will grow old. You may not grow up, but you'll grow old. That was another horrible surprise. But anyway, yeah, I grew up in upstate New York, up in the Utica Rome area, and I worked all the way down through Albany, and even down into the near Woodstock area. I was down in Poughkeepsie for a couple of years. So, I'm very familiar with upstate. I wouldn't have been at all surprised if our paths had crossed, but I don't think I remember the name Larry J. So I'm not sure our paths crossed, but they sure came close to each other.
Yeah, I like Poughkeepsie. It was nice.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people think, they don't understand what New York is. There's a lot more to it than the city. But we digress, and we're almost out of time. And before I let you leave, I should say, want to give you a minute or so that we have left. Tell the people how they can find you and your music, and then tell us real quickly about this next song we're going to play, which is your new one. And it was just released today, June 20th, I'm told. So if you can tell us
in a few days. Today's the 14th.
How they can find you, and tell us about Here's to Us.
Okay. Here's to Us is a co-write that I did, and it's about friends getting together and celebrating their friendship throughout the years. It's Here's to Us. That's pretty much what it's about. And
I think
what was the other part of the question?
The other part was tell the folks how they can find you and your music.
Oh, yeah, that's a good part. Thanks. Okay, it's Larry J Music, all one word. That's on Facebook. That's on my website. That's on Spotify. Just remember, Larry J Music. And then also, if you want to see me on Instagram, it's or music. So, easy to remember, huh?
Fantastic. Absolutely. That's the way it should be. Make it easy to remember. That's why I have my mail easy to remember. It's David at TheDavidBowers.com.
Yeah. I have a whole bunch of music videos that I make to go with the song, so you can see that on YouTube or Facebook. And talking about getting old, I had this great song called When I'm 93. So if you ever go to one of my sites, check it out. I think you'll really like it.
I will do that. And as I said, I think just from what you're telling us about this next track, this one's going to be getting a lot of plays too. I was mentioning the release date. I was told it was 6/20. Now, we pre-record, so this show will be breaking online on the 20th. So we've got a coordination of dates there. It'll be the same day that this actually airs online. Larry, I want to thank you so much. I want to thank you so much for being here with us, sharing your story, your music, and just going along with all the madness that is the David Bowers Awards. It's a pleasure having you here and meeting you.
Are you going to play the song?
I certainly am. Thank you again, Larry.
I can't wait to hear it. You're the first.
Yeah, fantastic. We love being first. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Larry J., his brand new release, Here's to Us.
I don't like to isolate when my heart aches, so before it breaks, I'll go and meet my friends in town. I know they won't let me down. I'll buy first round. We don't have to wait to make life great. Now it's time to celebrate. Here's us, here's us. Here's all my friends show up with my stuff. Here's us, here's us, here's us. We can make the worst dive bar seem like by stars. We'll be dancing up a storm to our favorite song all night long. We don't have to wait to make life great. Now it's time to celebrate. Here's the good times with my good friends that I love. Here's we share laughter and fears, year after year, all for one, one for all, till our last call. Here's to all my friends that show up when life's tough. Here's to good times with my good friends that I love. Here's
Larry J., here's to us. There you've heard it for the first time anywhere, right here on the David Bowers Awards. Thank you guys so much, both of our guests, Larry J. and before him, Stephen K. We got you in alphabetical order this time. Thank you for being here. Thank you, our listeners, for being here, because without you, there would be no David Bowers Awards. And we look forward to seeing you back here again next week. John Bon Jovial, it's time to take us home.
Yes, sir, and most certainly is. And, folks, you did it again. You spent another perfectly good hour with us here at the David Bowers Awards. And, as always, we truly are grateful for your presence and your attendance. The David Bowers Awards is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and from the Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona. We are available for free on most of the major streaming services, including now the new podchaser.com/The David Bowers. Be sure to follow the David Bowers Awards on Blog Talk Radio, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and join us next week for the David Bowers Awards Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ-FM 106.3 on your radio dial. That's Rochester Free Radio. And on Blog Talk Radio, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. UTC. So until next week, for the David Bowers and all the crew of rejects here at the Radio Ranchero, this is the lovably legendary John Bon Jovial saying, be good to yourself, keep your hands washed. We'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.